You're stronger than you think, a tale of hidden power. The sun had barely risen over the dusty fields of Sundergram, but the day's work had already begun. 12-year-old Arjun wiped the sweat from his forehead with his sleeve and looked at the field ahead. His hands ached, his legs were sore, the plow was twice his size, and the oxen barely listened to his timid voice. Ever since his father fell sick, Arjun had been helping his mother tend the farm. The once strong man who taught Arjun how to plant seeds and read the clouds now lay coughing in a dim corner of their mud house. "Ma, what if I can't do it?" Arjun had whispered one night as he stared at the cracked ceiling. His mother had placed her hand on his chest and said gently, "You don't know how strong you are, Beta. The strength inside you hasn't even woken up yet." He wanted to believe her, but each day the tasks grew heavier. The land was dry, the rains were late. The village boys laughed when he stumbled while guiding the plow. They called him Little Farmer, not out of affection but mockery. That afternoon, sitting under a neem tree, Arjun watched other children playing with spinning tops and wooden carts. He felt something inside him wilt. "I'm not made for this," he mumbled, picking up a clod of dry earth and crumbling it in his hand. Just then, a wrinkled voice behind him spoke. "That soil will turn to gold in the hands of one who doesn't quit." Arjun turned around. It was Dadaji, the oldest man in the village, known for his silent wisdom and weathered eyes. "I'm not strong like the others," Arjun said. "I try, but I fail." Dadaji sat beside him and pointed toward the great banyan tree in the distance. "You see that tree? When it was a seed, even the wind could have carried it away. But it didn't give up. It dug deep, slowly, silently, until it found water. That's strength. Not loud, but stubborn." Arjun remained silent. Something about the words stayed with him. Days turned into weeks. The heat worsened. His father's health declined. His mother's eyes, once bright with hope, grew dull. Arjun often wanted to cry, but every time he looked at the field, he remembered the banyan tree. One morning, the oxen refused to move. No matter how much Arjun pushed or Kalo, they stayed still. Frustrated and exhausted, he sat down in the middle of the field and wept quietly. Suddenly, a small voice called out, "Why are you crying, Baya?" It was Meena, his 6-year-old sister, holding a clay cup of buttermilk. "I can't do this, Meena. I'm not like Baba. I'm not strong." She tilted her head and said, "But you never stop trying. That's strong, isn't it?" Arjun looked at her small smile, her innocent belief, and felt a flicker of something deep inside. Not pride, not anger, but a quiet refusal to give up. That evening, he went to the village library, a room of old books and dust. He found a book on farming techniques and soil care. Night, after finishing his chores, he read by a lantern's light, learning about compost, irrigation, and crop rotation. Soon he began changing how he worked. He built a water channel using old bamboo poles. He mixed natural compost from leaves and cow dung. He rotated the crop rows based on the patterns he'd read. Neighbors mocked him at first, but he kept going. And then, one morning in mid-July, the clouds finally broke open. Rain poured down in torrents. The thirsty earth drank eagerly. Arjun stood in the middle of the field, soaked but smiling. The rain had come. His crops had survived. More than that, they had grown stronger, grew leaner. When harvest time came, Arjun's section of the farm yielded more than any other in the village. But Arjun just smiled and said, "I didn't stop trying, that's all." His father, now slowly recovering, held his hand with tears in his eyes. "You're stronger than I ever was, Arjun. Not because of your body, but because of your heart." Years passed. Arjun's techniques spread to other farms. His knowledge, once doubted, became the pride of the village. But he never forgot that scared little boy under the neem tree or the words Dadaji had said. Now, as a grown man teaching young farmers, he would often take them to the old banyan tree and say, "Strength isn't always visible. It's the roots beneath the surface, the voice that says, 'Try again,' when the world says, 'You can't.'" We often underestimate our strength in times of struggle. True power is not in lifting heavy things or being the loudest voice. It's in the quiet courage to keep going, to keep learning, to keep believing. Like Arjun, we all have hidden power inside us, waiting to be discovered the moment we choose not.